You can tell a lot about a person by what's in their glass. Sometimes it says, I appreciate true craftsmanship. And sometimes it says, I will definitely try to explain cryptocurrency to you at this party. I'm Tim Fulton, and this is Character Proof. Every episode, we pour a different whiskey, break down the actual tasting notes, and then vividly imagine the exact type of person who drinks it on purpose. So grab a glass, pull up a chair, and get ready for some tasting notes and a whole lot of character flaws. Let's get pouring. The first thing you get is Christmas. Not the holiday, the smell of it. The specific cloud of dried fruit and orange peel and clove that rises out of the glass before you've even tilted it toward you. Raisin, fig, marmalade, a swell of baking spice over old polished wood. And underneath all of it, a thread of dark chocolate. It smells expensive the way a leather-bound library smells expensive. Not loud, just unmistakably the product of time and money. Then the palate arrives, and it actually delivers on the promise the nose makes, which at this altitude is rarer than you'd think. This is sherried single malt, aged in seasoned European oak, and that long maturation is the entire personality. Sherried dried fruit, toffee, candied orange, a gentle smolder of spice and oak tannin keeping the whole thing from collapsing into pudding. It is full, rounded, beautifully integrated, and the finish runs long and warm, raisin and clove settling into your chest, the wood having the last quiet word. Is it worth what they charge for it? That depends entirely on whether you're buying the whiskey or the receipt. Because the whiskey itself is genuinely magnificent. I have no notes for it whatsoever. I have several for Brett. Brett made partner on Tuesday. It is now Thursday, and Brett has assembled 7 people at the best steakhouse in the financial district to make sure the achievement is properly witnessed. He has ordered the 18-year for the table, crucially, and he has asked the sommelier a question he already knew the answer to, purely so the answer could be delivered out loud in front of everyone. He did not want the information. He wanted the ceremony. Brett does not actually want the whiskey either. Brett wants the moment of ordering the whiskey. The drinking is administrative. Brett is 41 and dressed in the precise uniform of a man who has just acquired disposable income and no idea what to do with it. A quarter zip in merino that he mentions is merino. A watch he angles toward the candlelight every single time he reaches for the bread. Glasses with frames just costly enough to constitute a complete sentence. He reads the Robb Report. Not ironically. He reads it the way other people read scripture, dog-earing yacht charters he will never book, and experiences priced like mortgages. And he has lately begun referring to his stock portfolio as my sandbox, as in, I've just been playing around in my sandbox lately, a phrase that has caused at least one dinner guest to quietly price out walking into the sea. He posted about the promotion on LinkedIn at 6 a.m. The post began with the word humbled. When the bottle arrives, Brett performs. He swirls with far too much wrist. He noses it with his eyes closed and says, in a way aimed squarely at the table rather than the glass. He says the word legs. He calls it a sherry bomb, a phrase he learned 11 days ago from a YouTube video and now deploys with the serene confidence of a man who personally invented sherry. He tells everyone the age statement twice. He mentions the price exactly once, wrapped in performed reluctance. I don't even want to say what this pour costs, which is, of course, the saying of it. He sends nothing back, because he is privately terrified of seeming difficult, but he holds the glass to the candle first and frowns, so that everyone understands he could have. He pairs it with a 40-ounce tomahawk he cannot finish and photographs both, because the meal is content now. The whole evening is content. And Brett is the executive producer of his own life with a budget that finally got greenlit. He has, at some point this evening, described the promotion as a journey, and he will describe it as a journey again before the check arrives, and a third time in the elevator on the way down. And here's the affectionate part, because there's always one, even for Brett. Brett worked. The 80-hour weeks were real. The missed weddings were real. The decade of being the most junior person in every single room was real. And now there is a glass of something extraordinary in his hand and a table of people who actually showed up for him. And Brett, who never once learned how to receive a nice thing quietly, is doing the only thing he knows how to do with joy, which is broadcasted at full volume. The tragedy isn't that Brett bought the good scotch. It's that he is so busy making sure we all watch him drink it that he hasn't actually tasted it yet. The whiskey is patient. It waited 18 years. It can wait for Brett to stop performing and take the sip he genuinely earned. Slow down, partner. It's already yours. Nobody can repossess the receipt. Well, the glass is empty, and the verdict is officially in. That's going to do it for this episode of Character Proof. If you enjoyed the show, please hit subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, and share it with that one friend whose whiskey shelf costs more than their car. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Want us to put your go-to bottle to the test? Drop your favorite pour in the reviews or hit us up on socials, and we might just profile you next. Until next time, drink responsibly, pour generously, and always check your character flaws. Cheers.